Almost 1 year ago, I unboxed a fully functional fire truck as an April Fool's video where the prank was that there was no prank. It was just a real fire truck. Since then, there is one video that I have been dying to make and that you guys have been asking for. What about gaming fire truck? And with the next Whale LAN coming very soon, now seemed like the perfect moment to transform the inside from emergency vehicle to an emergent, you gotta see this vehicle. You wrote that. This has been our biggest vehicle upgrade yet, and it's all made possible by AMD, who sponsored our entire fire truck series. And we're very grateful for that because alongside our theater-grade Dolby Atmos sound system and the world's coolest Nintendo Switch 2, there's gonna be a lot of gaming PCs in, on, and around this thing. Oh my God, this is my first time actually sitting here and seeing it.
You're not allowed to play yet.
It's awesome!
Okay, we have work to do. Show them the rest of the truck.
By the end of this video, we're gonna be finished our interior modifications and upgrades, but I still wanna talk a bit first about what we're planning for the outside.
The idea is we're gonna have 4 different unique experiences on each side of the truck.
And some of them were pretty obvious. Like, obviously, TV, and you could do kind of like the truck rolls up, 2 AMD powered gaming PCs go right down here. And the aim is to have kind of a 4v4 PC gaming setup where people can take a break outside from the sweaty heat while being sweaty in a different way.
At least our armpits won't stink quite as bad.
Well, they might stink just as bad. We just might not smell them because we're outside.
Hey, that's a win.
Now, because we're trying to keep the whole truck's power requirements low, we're actually not going to be using AMD's like latest and greatest. We're planning Ryzen 5 9600X CPUs and RX 9070 non-XT GPUs. The big drop in power consumption is well worth the relatively small dip in performance.
We're gonna have stereo speakers here and nothing particularly powerful because I don't think the whole neighborhood needs to hear what is going on in this 4v4 setup.
Yeah.
And we have other plans for other speakers elsewhere.
There are a few issues. Screen peaking is definitely one, but realistically, people are gonna end up using it as like a 4-player couch gaming thing next to another 4-player couch gaming thing anyway.
And I want to get a lot of co-op games, so it's actually not cheating, but we do have an idea for how to prevent it. You'll see in the next video.
And waterproofing is a major consideration.
Really bad. There's drill holes kind of all throughout, and it's not designed to be waterproof because the stuff that goes in here is meant to have some kind of resistance.
Right. Water is a feature.
Yeah, it's a fire truck, you know? You want water everywhere.
Okay. Is there a plan for that? Lots of cock?
Oh, cock everywhere, baby. The other problem is getting cables throughout. Obviously, this wasn't designed for power and networking, but there actually is some pretty great stuff on this truck for getting things throughout.
Really? Like conduit?
Let's take a look.
Oh no, is that what I found the bird in?
Still in there.
No, it isn't.
This is super convenient. This conduit goes all the way from the back to the front, and you can see this from the inside of all the cabinets. So we're just gonna drill holes, run the power through it, easy peasy.
Power from where though?
We are gonna be having most of our power distribution happen back here.
Okay.
We're gonna use those big portable power stations so that we're gonna avoid constantly running the engine power.
Right, so if we wanted to power the entire thing off of the engine, could it be done?
It could be done. We would have to probably plug in some things, unplug some other things, and then hope that no one dies from exhaust fumes.
Well, okay, we wouldn't do it inside.
Oh yeah, no, that'll be fine.
We did explore some more industrial grade power delivery, but what we found is we just didn't really need them. The gaming PCs that we're planning to use are around 500 watts peak. Our projector should be slightly less than that, and speakers can be a big power draw, especially at peak, but when only one set's gonna be cranked at a time, they can share their power budget somewhat. Which brings us to what we're doing on this side of the truck.
The aim on this side of the truck is to have an epic movie watching setup. Projector in this cabinet, speakers in this one, pull out inflatable couches in this one.
What?
Yeah, but there's a lot of questions left.
Okay, Oh yeah, like would it be hard on a projector to be on a moving vehicle?
Yes, we're gonna have to make sure we select a solid state projector so that it's not, vibrating and destroying its bulb as we go.
Nice, okay. We'll also need some kind of easy to deploy screen.
Yeah, we originally wanted to display on Smash Amp's wall,
Yeah.
but we went there and there's no really good ones. We also wanted to use reflective audio, but that's not a great solution because then we're really locked in on where we can go as well as like choosing a specific wall.
Okay, so
And
what's the plan?
the plan for the screen is a big blow-up screen. We have like a 200-inch one from Soundcore. It's actually pretty freaking cool.
Okay.
For speakers, we're still not 100% sure. There's actually a lot of questions left, but it's gonna be awesome. That's not a question.
Okay. Up here, the plan is to have all the controls we need for the tank and the pumps, and also the party! We're thinking kind of like a DJ booth with, basically just an iPad.
That's a modern DJ booth.
Yeah, okay, so that'll be music, speakers, lasers.
And a fog machine.
Where's the fog machine going?
All around us.
That's pretty fucked up.
Oh.
We're insufferable, aren't
The
we?
one thing you got overridden on by the engineers, so by law you're not allowed to override engineers, is they say we have to turn these into the controls for the DJ booth.
No, also,
By law.
I don't think there's a single engineer who works here.
Okay, the people who do engineering.
They're in the engineering department. But engineer is a protected term in BC. It's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. The point is, get subscribed so you don't miss part 2 when all of this happens, because it's going to be flipping wild. For now, it's time to go inside. Immediately noticeable is the much, much safer mounting for the AV receiver that handles the audio system in here. Instead of just being put on the dash, it now has these aluminum brackets that hold it in place.
There's a broken weld, we'll fix it.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, also new is the RGB strip lighting up around the top of the cabin, an RGB tube light here, and maybe most importantly, in between the two subwoofers, we now have a mini fridge. So there's a bit of a clearance issue on the door, but minor details. We'll get to that. Now, you might have noticed our center channel is gone. It's not gone. It's in the back.
That's the front.
Which is the front. See, as much as we loved the idea of sitting around waiting for an emergency and watching movies from the driver's seat, realistically, it's your crew that's gonna need the entertainment more than you, the driver. So what we did is we actually flipped the entire audio setup around. So what used to be our rear speakers is now our front stereo speakers. The center channel is now here. The heights are still heights. And what used to be our front speakers is now our rear speakers. The surrounds, which you guys might remember are on the sides here, didn't need to move at all. So instead of a little tiny tablet screen, which, to be clear, really nice gaming tablet from ASUS, powered by our sponsor for this video, AMD, we have a 42-inch LG C4 OLED. And have we not done this peel yet? Do I get to do
No,
the
it's
peel?
for the camera.
Oh, buddy. This is freaking amazing, okay? Gone are the tank holders in the chairs. In are these custom cushions, making these seats way more comfortable. And Justin, our fabrication guru, has absolutely outdone himself with this Nintendo Switch 2-alike display for our Nintendo Switch 2 gaming TV. And the best part is hidden. Integrated controller shelves with magnetic mounting.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Grab a controller.
Let's do it.
Sick.
Should we have Justin and David join us for a game?
We should.
Justin, David, come on in.
Oh yeah, massive shout out Pankrats too
Oh
for
my gosh, yeah.
all the work that went into this. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh dude, this is so cool. And this is fun. I actually just recently got my air brake license, so I can actually drive this thing now. Nothing prevents me from like driving my kids to school in this.
The screen is a little bit big for one person, but when you divide it by 4, it might be perfect.
It's amazing. Oh, dude. That's crazy. Get out of here, Bowser. That's you, isn't it, Pancrats? And first?
How am I in second? First? What?
I almost got Bowser with that shell at the end. Dude, it sounds so good.
It's crazy. You want to watch a movie?
Oh yeah, we should.
1,000 volts. What kind of bank does that? Mob bank. I guess the Joker's just crazy.
David calibrated it with the doors closed, but it still sounds really good with the doors open.
One less share, right? Funny, you told me something similar. No, no!
Oh my god. It's shocking what they can do with computational audio these days. Like, our speaker locations are not optimal, and yet it sounds so good. Guys, you outdid yourselves with this one. And this is only part 1. Make sure you're subscribed for part 2, and make sure that you check out our sponsor, AMD. We'll have them linked down below.
If you like firetruck upgrades, you should watch the last time that we upgraded the actual sound system.
Yeah, there's a lot more details in that one that we kind of glossed over in this one. Making progress.
So much more to go.
Yep.